the Blues, pops it up wide, and Coach Jack Odie would just like that first movement, straight through the centre, and from the boot of Phil Heinrich for his first.
Magnificent football by Sturt. And the dynamo Craig, ex-Norwood, his head pass being immaculate in the first term, he was the player that opened it up, gained possession, saw the running Heinrich, threw half forward, and Phil Heinrich was at ease to put through his first goal and an opening one in the first minute for Sturt to get within 3 points now on 3-5, trail North 4-2.
Redden it will be. Sims, the tap forward, Greg McAdam in trouble. Sims, he's at the bottom of that heap. A massive play. The handball's very quick. Comes out quickly. Jim Johnson with an opportunity. Puts the ball straight down towards his half-forward line. Davies, Smith at the back. Keeps the ball in control. At the end of the square, a massive players, and we'll see a bounce.
Sturt into attack. Dosner of North. Sims of Sturt. Dosner, the stronger. Or high tackle. And Sturt will go forward now. Neil Craig. Front white line of the square.
Very busy player in the first term. A lot of hard balls this man seems to get with ease as he kicks with a long screw punt. Down, Heinrich stands, receives, was Graham, tapping it forward. An opportunity for the Blues, doing it the hard way though. As Clisby puts the body in strongly, burrowing in his noon, and a beautiful hand pass, and the kick out wide. An opportunity for Stringer. After him, Sims won't catch either Stringer or the ball. It goes over the line, and we'll see a throw in on the half-forward line.
Dosner, front spot, out the back, but it's into the path of Fredericks of Sturt. Lines it up, a towering screw punt, wide of the goal square. Forced down, Smith leaves it for Bagshaw, hooking around the corner. Clisby up, solid mark. And Trevor Clisby takes a relieving mark for North Adelaide. Last line of defence.
This youngster certainly proving his worth in the back lines. He's taken a couple of good marks so far in this game. He goes with a low drop punt. Chance for Doherty. He's outnumbered though. Coming in was McAdam, overran the ball. Eddie Fry the chance. Kicked a good goal in the first term with a drop punt down towards his half-forward line. Well, the flyer was McLeod, couldn't quite hold it. Davies can, flicks the hand pass over. Graham, he receives, ran the triangle beautifully and tries to bend one back with the left boot. Can't do so, through for a point. And Sturt in the first term kicked badly at goal. They now have their 6th point on the board. 3 goals, 6-24. 2 points short of the Roosters' score, 4-2-26.
Michael Graham in the hands there of runner. John Riley. Long kick. Dosner's front spot. Forced down to ground. Bursting clear. North Adelaide through Doherty. Driving to the half-forward line in the lead of Gayling. Well distributed, well marked. Russell Gayling beautifully smothered by Hardiman. Fumbled by Brendan Howard, but he recovers to bring the ball in, and a bounce will take place just within the square, North's attacking side.
Brenton Hartfield now in ruck. Not going though, Sims does. Receives, Fry, gets it over, Hardiman. Had a good game in the first term at half-back. The handball like a bullet over to Ray Wilson. He puts the ball down towards the full forward spot. Riley makes a valiant attempt at mark. Couldn't do so. Over the line for a throw-in. Both sides having trouble in their true half-forward position. Hardiman at half-back playing very, very well. Cloak at the other end. Goes for the tap. Comes out beautifully. Craig puts a kick that goes straight up and straight down again. McLeod can't hold it. Clisby can. He goes short. The attempt was to get to Allgate. It will go over the line for a throw-in.
Left forward pocket of Sturt, down by 2 points. 5 minutes into this second term. Davies and Hartfield. Nudged out Davies, feeds it to Fredericks. A snapshot at goal is poor. Cross looking for Smith. Tiller over the top. And Smith will take the free kick. Well within kicking distance of goal. 45-degree angle and about a 35-metre kick.
For a youngster that hasn't played very much football, showed tons of experience then. Putting the tail into Dave Tiller. He couldn't quite reach it. Over the top. And the foul was obvious. And the youngster now about to take what could be a very important kick to him as a confidence booster. Pops it up very high, steers it straight through the centre, and Sturt take the lead by 4 points. 4 goals, 6 the Blues. North Adelaide, 4 goal 2.
Sturt needing that one after a quick goal at the opening minute of this second term. Now get their second one at the 5-minute mark and take the lead. The first time since early in the first term when North Adelaide outpointed them, but on 30 points they lead North 26.
Sims to the front spot. Tap over the top, looking for Fry. A mass of players. Redden goes in, McAdam goes down, and we'll see a bounce. 2 is Friedrichs, 9 Stringer, 38 McAdam. The little fella getting up from the bottom of the pack, Heinrich.
Redden takes the tap, gets it back to Gayling, a vacant centre-half forward spot. Pelly coming across, but Zilm cleverly works it to Casey. He goes long, centre wing, up high Craig. Forced back there by Michael Graham, but it's taken by Wayne Stringer. Works it wide to Doherty. North Adelaide short, looking for McAdam, but intervening is Fredericks, and Sturt repel once more. Wide and long to the outer side. Ray Wilson gives the lead. Plenty of time by himself. Straightens it now to centre-half forward. Davies up high, but Cloak hits to ground. In against the tide for Sturt came Smith, and a bounce called for at centre-half forward.
Beautiful reflex tackle then by Cloak. Here's the bounce. Redden, Davies. The handball very, very quick. Out towards Dave Tiller. Bagshaw guarding. Riley comes in strongly. Takes the ball with him, then sweeps out the hand pass. That's good. And the running Noonan with plenty of time. Looking towards centre wing. Over the top of all players. Can't quite control it. In there was Stringer. Now Sanders. The handball over's good. Oh, the youngster had the handball, then decided to go on with it. Chopped off beautifully. And North Adelaide worked the ball across their half forward line, only to see Hardiman take a beautiful mark and plant the ball just where it came from. Davies over the top of Cloak. Stringer. Short. Well done, and North Adelaide beginning to put their game together very, very well now as Allgate receives the hand pass. He goes down towards full forward. Front spot. Hill takes a good mark.
Richard Hill at fullback. Solid mark then. Goes short. Loose is Sims at centre half back. Plenty of time to steady. Short again. Plenty of loose players. Eddie Fry. Now they're covered, so Fry goes for distance. Awkward kick off the side of the boot. Out comes Smith, but Doherty takes a solid mark and will relieve from the half-back line for North Adelaide.
Plenty of courage then required for a small player to stand. The pack coming at him, showing plenty of courage. He goes short. Pass is good. North Adelaide have the ball on their half-back line. Now come out wide. McAdam's got the chance. Stringer with the right boot. Down towards his forward pocket. A bit of hanging on going on. The tapped it forward. That's clever. Brenton Hartfield with plenty of time and whacks one straight into the woodwork for a point.
Bad luck, North Adelaide. That was clever football by the two big fellows. Initially, Dosner had one arm pinned, got it off the ground to the other big fellow in Brenton Hartfield, galloping goalward, but he could not convert.
Well, here's Hill. A superb kicker of the ball. That goes inside the square. The spoil was good. Taken away again by Hardiman. He would have had 10 kicks so far in a quarter and a half. Down towards half forward. Davies is there. Graham over the top. Tries to hook one towards Bagshaw. Young Smith gets one behind the ear. Miraculously picks up the ball, covering it, ran and kicks through a goal.
Brilliant football, Sturt. Always trying to find the opposition out of place. That's exactly what they did as they worked the ball. Hardiman repelling it long, down into the forward pocket, cleverly out into the loose man, and then a beautiful snapshot from the boot of Smith. Notched his second goal, and Sturt now go 9 points clear, 5 goals 6 to North Adelaide 4-3.
Interesting to note too, at the end of the first term, Sturt had 2-5. So all of a sudden they've put on 3-1. Their kicking has improved, and so has their goal scoring. Sims now. Against Redden, picked up by Allgate. The left footer looking for Hartfield, won't find him. Hardiman playing a superb game at half-back at the moment. Tries to use body strength to rip the ball away, can do nothing, and we'll see a bounce. There's the small and the tall of it. Noonan versus Hardiman.
Redden and Sims, North's way, but Hardiman bursting through. A long kick to the half-forward line. In front, Cloak. Great mark. And North, who started with Brendan Hartfield at centre-half back and Cloak at centre-half forward, have interchanged those two in this second term. At centre wing, Redden out the back. Fredericks through. Works it to the feet of Howard. Has to go it alone as Hill comes in over the top. The stalemate ruled and a bounce to take place on the Sturt half-forward line.
Mick Redden. Preparing to jump against Davies. Up and down before the ball comes down. The hand pass is smothered. Ellis waits, picked up beautifully. Charging away is Hill. He goes towards his half-forward line. Hardiman waits, though. Taps it forward. Here's a chance. Gailing, the handball's beautiful. Gets it on. Here's a chance for Downey. Kicks under pressure. Out of bounds on the full. Good bit of chasing then from Hardiman. Wouldn't let him go. Kept him there. Didn't allow him to settle. And the resultant kick out of bounds will allow Hill to kick in.
Persistence rewarded. A tumbling punt kick. Hardiman knocks it away. Johnson works it over to Phil Heinrich. Cleverly into the centre of the ground. Doherty's got front spot and marks against Wilson. Uses the run there of Cloak coming up from centre half back. An awkward kick to half forward. Casey. Pelly applies the pressure. Heinrich away. Over to Sims. Sturt short. Davies is loose and marks at centre half forward.
Oh, Peter Cloak had to leave him. He charged through the square, leaving Davies. Now a chance for Craig. Pops one up. Doesn't very often miss those, but he's missed this one. With no pressure applied for the kick, he's put on a point for the Blues. 5 goals, 7:37. 10 points ahead now of the Roosters. 4-3-27. And we've played about 7 minutes of the second term.
Kick out from Riley, looking for Hill at half-back. And he marks. Graham applying the pressure, but the odds were 3-1. Trevor Hill. Short over the head of Allgate. Pelly in the centre of the ground. He in turn to the half-forward line, looking for Hartfield. Forced away by Hardiman. In comes Smith. Oh, beautifully tackled by the big fellow on Hartfield. North allowed to play on. Right forward pocket, Dosner. Drives, awkward kick. The big fellow then not really doing the right thing in playing on. He put himself into an awkward spot, and you saw the result.
Well, Hill to kick in. Mike Dosner beginning to think about that one himself too as he kicks the turf. Hill with a tumble punt kick. Right to the arms of this man, Chris Pelly, who's got his left knee strapped. He must have hurt that in the first term. Certainly lost a little bit of pace as a result of that. Here's an opportunity for Downey. Pops it up, goes straight across the face of goals though, and Andy Zill takes the crumbs casually, waiting for Sanders. He creates the space, has Craig running. That's the way it goes. Look for the triangle, thought differently, and then goes long, down towards the half-forward line. All red and white, though. That player that stayed down was Eddie Fry. Clever football, has Graham, puts the ball out wide. He's pinged for holding the ball, and the North Adelaide defence stands firm.
Good tackle by David Tiller. Permanent back pocket today. Drives into the centre now, looking for Pelly. Coming into the game in the last few minutes. Goes long. The high ball, looking for the big fella Hartfield. Forced down by Hill. Johnson caught with the ball. Good tackle by Gayling. Works it back to Pellet. Short into the path of Hill. Plenty of time if the ball sits for him. Casey closes. Hill around. Nowhere to go. No support. Back it goes to Noonan. He drives a high ball in. Dosner. Bursting through McAdam. Beautifully smothered by Sanders. Again North go in. And finally Chris Pelly belts it over the line to kick his second goal.
Score, North Adelaide 5-3, Sturt 5-7, a difference of 4 points, and North Adelaide certainly did it the hard way. Players having to cover the line of the ball, running, a little bit of hesitation. Finally, the North numbers worked that ball down towards the goal square, and Chris Pelly, with that left knee heavily strapped, managed to get it onto the boot for his second goal.
Back at the centre, McLeod on the ball for Sturt. Up against Mick Redden. Two tall boys. McLeod works it back, but Redden fists clear. Craig in for Sturt. To Hardiman. A long kick. Carries through the half-forward line. Working hard, Heinrich. Gets away from two defenders. Couldn't work it over as Riley, beautifully smothered, backs up play and kicks north to centre wing.
Straight onto the chest of Greg McAdam. A good bit of football then from the full back as he puts it short. Pally stands under the hammer. Craig, almost in the middle of the square, now goes wide into the pocket. He's looking for that very small rover in Heinrich. Bagshaw overruns the ball. North Adelaide from Stringer. Put it back towards centre wing. McAdam and this man putting his body under the fall of the ball. Ray Wilson, a courageous bit of football as he puts it out towards his half forward in Davies. He's in trouble. Graham, cleverly the crumbs, has a look at the goal face, pops it up, and once again is offline with that kick through for the point. He just has a practice swing with the right boot just to show that he can kick just that little bit straighter, and so the Blues go to 5-8. North Adelaide 5-3, a difference of 5 points.
Riley kicking long. Redden up with McLeod. The loose one down to Fry, supported by Wilson, but plenty of pressure applied by Tiller. He uses the white line for a throw-in on the half-back line of the Roosters. 5 points down. They led a maximum of 18 points in the first term. Redden, but taken by Fry. A floating punt kick. Bagshaw from behind. Recovering Riley. Almost run down, in fact was. The loose one is with Davies. He's also run down. Coming in against the tide was Graham. Out the back door, Allgate. Kicks into the centre. McAdam. Flanked by Pelly, a bad hand pass. McAdam into Redeem. Does just that. Bounces North Adelaide through the centre and drives looking for Dosner. The big fella up, but a beautiful mark by Hill. Saves for Sturt.
What a matured player is this young man as he puts it out wide. Gary Hardiman, possibly the best player on the ground so far. The left footer. Down towards Craig, all by himself. Now gets around the opposition. He's got plenty of time to look. Bagshaw will be his target at full forward, almost the mark. Riley's playing a superb game at full back. But this time the umpire has seen fit. It's umpire Magor to pay the free. And Bagshaw will receive that kick. Only about 40 metres out directly in front and doesn't look 100% fit as he gets off the turf.
Sturt's method really coming to the fore now, and two players in particular, Hardiman and Craig. Craig was the player that drove that ball deliberately into the lead of Bagshaw, and it's an opportunity for the Sturt forward now to kick his first goal. Paul Bagshaw, as usual, no mistake, but he's still a little seedy. He kicks his first goal, and Sturt move along now to 6 goals, 8. They're 11 points clear of North on 5 goals, 3.
Yes, it's interesting to note, too, the rebound that Hardiman is giving. He's been well supported by Sanders and Zilm. The springboard of attack is their half-back line, their half-forward line beginning to take a stronger grip on the game, and Paul Bagshaw, that's his first goal, has now put Sturt ahead 6-8 to North 5-3. McLeod and Redden, who got the tap, but Eddie Fry stopping the breakaway. Noonan ferreting the ball out. Caught was Hill, bursting away Smith. Back to Big McLeod. Big fella showing good agility, works it to Fredericks. In turn, Howard. Wilson. Sturt set it up as Wilson goes goalward and belts it home. Beautiful football by Sturt, and Ray Wilson posts his first goal, the 7th one for the Blues. Well, what better sort of teamwork could you ask then? As the Blues work the ball out of the square, the series of hand passes, the running players receiving, the big fella McLeod looking good as he got the handball over Friedrichs, and it was finally finished off by Ray Wilson, who had plenty of time to set, look and kick. He's got 1. The Blues have 7. 7-8, North 5-3.
Redden of North, McLeod of Sturt, 2 big fellows, down to Hill, and North Adelaide go forward. Driving long, direct to the square. Casey's judged this much the better, couldn't pull it in. Good support comes from Hill, however, and Sturt get clear. Bending one back, looking for Fredericks. In the way was Allgate. Fredericks playing the ball around the line, gets help from Johnson to the half-back line, and Brendan Howard. Sturt, plenty of time to set it up. The leads from Davies, goes short, beautifully distributed, and Sturt go in.
Yes, Peter Cloak now in diabolical strife against Davies. His confidence lifting all the time as he goes short and finds Eddie Fry. Some frustration beginning to creep in with Peter Cloak. Can't quite control. Too many players running at him. He's got one to control and can't control now the flood of players that are beginning to bolt down, and now Eddie Fry has the opportunity. A deliberate kick at goal, plenty of distance, and it's just tapped the inside of the post as it wobbles in the breeze to put up the ninth for the Blues, 7-9. North Adelaide 5-3, and North Adelaide will have to come back strongly in the second half of the second term to put a few scores on the board.
Clisby's long kick taken by Stringer. Stringer's kick into the centre, forced away from Cloak, but Galen giving the run, drives one through half forward, dropping back McAdam, a fine mark, judged the flight of that ball to a nicety. Greg McAdam now, just inside the half forward line, directly into the teeth of what breeze there is.
Yes, the
goes short, looking for Hartfield, who gave the lead, but it's high over that player's head. Noonan in, feeds it beautifully to Pelly, and Chris Pelly posts his third goal and the sixth one for the Roosters.
Good bit of football then. The rover that I thought looked a bit proppy earlier on in the first quarter was Chris Pelly. The short kick from McAdam over the pack. Beautiful, nice drop punt down towards his goal front. Hill at the back. He's played a great game at full back. Hill gets himself unloaded unmercilessly. The kick is short. Brendan Howard takes it on the hands and knees.
Sturt defence standing firm. Using the run of Johnson. Over to Casey. In turn, Smith. Methodically out. Centre wing. Eddie Fry. Attacking the ball. Drives now short, looking for Davies, and Sturt's method coming to the fore. Davies should be called to play on. Drives in deep to the pocket where Wilson's gone, and Wilson now within kicking distance of goal, left forward pocket, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. A 9-point margin to the Blues. Trailed by 9 points at the first change, with 14 points up at half-time. Wilson's shot at goal. Bending back nicely, will fall short in fact. It's forced over, and another rush behind. 8 goals, 13, Sturt, lead North, 8-3.
North Adelaide beginning to fall into the trap too of not checking as closely as they should and attacking the ball as strongly as they have in this first half. Sturt are beginning to put their precision game together at the back. Friedrichs looks short. Riley makes the mistake with the hands, allows Bagshaw in, taps it into the clear. Here's an opportunity for Heinrich, the ever-present opportunist, onto the left boot, and slams one straight through for his third.
Cleverly done, Philip Heinrich. But again, the good work set up by Paul Bagshaw. A point it is. Must well have been touched off the boot, that one. But North Adelaide are coming clear now through Riley. And it's Fredericks holding up that attack from North. Across to Brendan Howard. Sturt go in again. Driving high. Smith using the body well. Philip Heinrich, in fact, it is. Plenty of experience behind that. Use the body back into Tiller and then drop forward to take the chest mark. See if he can make it his third goal now. The distance isn't a problem. Directly in front of goal. Shot will carry. Split the centre. Goal number 3 on the board. Sturt move now to 9 goals, 14. Clear of North, 8-3.
The end of the first term. North Adelaide led by 9 points, playing a game that absolutely dictated the flow. Then, strongly back in the second quarter came Sturt. 14 points up at half-time. And this time in the third quarter, Sturt looked to be taking a strong grip because they're using the ball much better than the Roosters at the moment. A difference now of 17 points.
Dosner on the ball for North. Sims for Sturt. The Blues way. Almost snaffled by Noonan, but kicked forward by Smith. Tiller. Not a good bounce. Sturt working hard, trying to break through with Smith. Put the head down and gets the free kick. Forward white line of the square.
Lots of Blues players now beginning to run into position. And the skill of these men, they've got just that to put it into those positions. Oh, over the top, Clisby. Riley runs support beautifully and collects the ball. The running player is Gailing. He's got plenty of time to look. Does just that. That's a nice looking kick down towards half forward. Haldeman falls trying to get to it. Sanders receives, and with plenty of time onto the left boot, out wide. Looking for Friedrichs, finds Stringer. Plays on immediately. The ball back to where it came from. Hill played at half-back in the second term, now at half-forward in the third, and is fouled after he gets rid of the ball. It would have been 1 point. We'll have the opportunity now, because the ball has gone over the white line, to bring the ball back a good 45, 50 metres for Hill to have a shot at goal. Has 2 goals at the moment.
Trevor Hill, a damaging player at his best, particularly in the forward region. It's a fair distance. 50-metre kick, but the breeze is at his back. Be a handy one for North. They get it. The distance isn't a problem, but the accuracy's not there. 1 point the result. North Adelaide moving to 8 goals, 3, clear of Sturt on 9-14, as Russell Palmer comes onto the ground for his first run in this game.
Hill, short to Sanders. The player that came off was Allgate. From the interchange bench, short again. Howard. 3 experienced players playing on this flank. Sanders, Howard, Graham, short. Andy Zulm, building experience every game, and he's at centre wing. Be looking towards Davies at half forward. Clinton Hartfield at the back. The left-handed smash is good. Down towards Noonan. The slick handball over to Stringer. And he goes short. Down towards half forward, and the kick's a beauty. Straight over. McAdam running beautifully. Receives the hand pass. He's at the true half forward spot. Pops it up, and he'd be disappointed with that kick because that's only 1 point. 8-5 the Roosters. Trail the Blues. 9-14 at about the 8-minute mark of the third term.
Richard Hill. It's the lead from Sanders, ignores, goes out of side. Hardiman looking for the front spot, but the ball fell out the back and right into his lap. Drives a grubber of a kick to his opponent in Cloak. Tried to work it over to Russell Palmer, fresh on the ground. Did it well, but he can't get it clear. Still in the centre wing area, and bursting out is Smith. Works it over there to Craig. Sturt methodically to the left forward pocket. Heydrich up and a good grab.
Oh, and isn't this lad coming alive? In the first half, he had a number of touches, but he certainly hasn't controlled his position like he has in this third term. Kicked 2 goals so far in this quarter, and he showed every little piece of class that Coach Jack Oatey had every confidence in him. He said he's got it, and he's certainly showing it now. He's about 50 metres out. A drop punt to the front of the square. Big McLeod up and down without the ball. Riley tries to burst his way through, can't do so. And finally it's Clisby. Casually takes 1 bounce and strolls away. A nice looking drop punt down towards half forward. These 2 giants have battled most of the day, Hardiman and Cloak. A tap forward, Casey. Experience. Steadying, short, and effectively finds Kim Smith.
Running through half forward, an awkward looking kick, however, looking for Bagshaw, and the ball out of play for a throw in left forward pocket. 68 plays 53, 20 minutes into this third term, and the Blues taking a stranglehold with the breeze behind them in the final term.
At the back, Eddie Fry, of course, that man from South Adelaide that's played so well today. At the back is Dosner, doing a bit of dumping, and dumping when didn't have the ball. And Rick Davies the free. He's about 45 metres out. Done a lot of body work in the first half. Has yet to kick a goal and has handed out a couple to teammates running past. Let's see what he can do. Breeze travelling right to left on your screen. He's about 45 metres out. The kick looks good. Paul Bagshaw says it's good enough. So does the goal umpire. His first goal. Score, Sturt. 10-14, North Adelaide 8-5.
The Blues beginning to assert their authority now as they burst away to a 21-point lead, having led by 14 at half-time, and going into the breeze in this, the third term, building up strengths all around the ground and able to finish off their attacks. 10-14, they lead North 8-5.
Sims versus Dosner. McAdam steals, gets the handball over. Ellis, that was Palmer, down towards full forward. Hill under the fall of the ball. The second grab was Redden's, but it wasn't paid. Casey takes it over the line for another point. North Adelaide, as Jerry has said, and one couldn't agree more, will have to put on 2 or 3 goals with only these few moments left of the third term, as Hill comes away from full back with a second bounce. Plenty of time to look. No pressure put on. Eddie Fry.
Sturt running through half forward, nearly run down by Noonan, forced an error. Graham allowed to run through. Bursts away from Doherty, drives toward an unprotected goal square. Clisby goes back with McLeod. Support for Clisby from Cloak, but the youngster does it alone. Over to McAdam. North Adelaide now from half back to centre wing. And there they find Dosner. The running Barry Stringer drives through half forward. The lead coming from Downey. At the back, it's taken by Zillman. Sturt relief once more.
Down towards centre wing. Mark Doherty under the fall of the ball. Can't quite control it. Swept forward by Stringer. An opportunity for Noonan. Back towards Stringer. They're at centre wing with one bounce. Looks, puts the ball towards full forward. Battle of the bodies at the back was Hill. Charging in over the top very quickly was Jim Johnson. Very pleased to see it go over the line for yet another point. North 8-7, Sturt 10-14, and the move now back. Peter Cloak on Davies and Brenton Hartfield on Hardiman.
Richard Hill taking the kick in. Wide, forced away from Fredericks. Tap back as North Adelaide try to work it clear. Sturt steal it. Johnson back to Fredericks. Methodically out once more. Driving to the centre of the ground, looking for Craig. He finds that player in opposition to Palmer. Quickly away. Centre half forward. McLeod out. Oh, nearly pulled it in, the big fellow. At centre half forward. Greg Brand, fresh on the ground. Works it back to McLeod. Flanked there by Graham. Bursts through the opposition. Flips the handball over. And Bagshaw posts his goal. Beautiful football by Sturt. Showed sheer arrogance as they moved that ball straight up to post their 11th goal.
Yes, and that's what we've said in the first half. When the Blues score, they make it look so easy. Players running, supporting, the hand passes on, into the open spot, the casual-looking approach to the ball, but it's been done the hard way, and Bagshaw finally cleaning it up to kick his second goal.
Free kick from the centre of the ground. Ruled back. Dosner's tackle. We're not in possession. Still there with Sims. Noonan goes in over the top, and Sturt will finally clear it from the centre.
Oh, Sims, and what a great job he's done in this first half. He puts the ball out wide. Davies just takes it a little bit too easy. Cloak over the top. Davies recovers quickly. Over to Friedrichs. Takes a heavy bump from Clisby. Stringer over the top. Clisby again trying to work the ball out. Can't do so. That tangle of players, and we'll see a bounce from umpire Magor.
Entering time on. Sturt away to what could be a winning break. 25 points clear. Davies gets nudged out by Dosner, and he's got an opportunity to post his second goal. As you can see, looks for a 15-metre penalty. A nice smile across the face to agree with the man in white. 25-point margin could well be stretched to 31, and North Adelaide a gigantic task.
This one could be a very important kick in the time-on period of the third term. Just make that job a little bit harder for the Roosters in the final term as he places the kick very deliberately. The goal umpire doesn't move that much. Straight through for Rick Davies' second goal this term.
Two very important goals from Davies at centre half forward. Has been a key player in the attacking setup of Sturt, driving long through that position, using the body well, not always going for the mark, but he's been backed up superbly by players running through the centre and across that half forward flank, and he's contributed well. A 31-point margin to Sturt, 12-14 to North Adelaide, 8-7.
Dosner versus Sims. To Craig. Beautiful hand pass. Sturt beginning to absolutely dominate this term as Pele tries to tap it out to McAdam. He's in strife. Brendan Howard's got him. Holding the ball is umpire Schofield's decision, and Brenton quickly gets on with the ball, on with the game. Galing in strife, and once again we see a bounce. McAdam and Graham, a bit of an altercation there, nothing in that.
Dosner and Davies down to Noonan, but he couldn't take the ball with him. Graham gets unloaded. Back to Sims, who serves it to Smith. He goes goalward, and the youngster's potted his goal too. The young rover posts his Third goal, in fact. He's played extremely well since coming on early in the second term. And Sturt bounding away now at the 27-minute mark.
Sturt really taking advantage of the handball, the loose player, then the one running through. And Kim Smith, the lad that played with Strathalbyn Football Club, comes from Ashbourne, has posted his third goal, and the Blues look good at the moment. 13-14, North Adelaide 8-7.
Dosner again for North. Sims for Sturt front spot. Robbed by Hill. Fredericks intervenes, but Hill's still there. Left it behind as Craig swooped on it. And finally a stalemate rule. Still within the square, but North's attacking side.
Yes, North Adelaide will really have to put their game together very, very well and very quickly at the moment. As Dosner tries to tap it down. Graham looking a little tired at the moment as Hardiman puts a ball high into the air. Only the courageous will come at that. Brand does just that. It's picked up by Pelly, then Stringer. The unnatural foot was the right kick down towards full forward. Casey captures it very well. An awkward-looking kick towards Craig. Brand, he's in strife. Noonan receives the crumbs. The quick hand pass. How often have we seen that from the Rover? As Pele goes short and finds Hill at centre. Plenty of time to look and punches the ball out wide. An opportunity for North Adelaide to score.
Downey goes long. Looks towards the white woodwork, but couldn't bring it back far enough, and 1 point is the result. North Adelaide needing goals now as 3 minutes of time on gone, and Hill moving Sturt quickly away to Sanders. Had a quiet one at half-back today. Goes short again, looking for Hardiman, who's had a boomer. Works it out cleverly to Zulm. Sturt looking for support, gets it from Sanders, but he's beautifully robbed by McAdam. And the umpire rules a throw-in on the half-forward line for North.
Very fine tackle then by Greg McAdam, almost a reflex one, as Mike Graham still in the hands of the trainer, as Sims flicks one back. Hardiman. Out to Smith. He's mown down by Hill, literally, as Brendan Howard gets plenty of time to look at it. Down towards half-forward. Galloping out is Riley. Clisby receives. He's got time.